Evening, everyone. We are back. It's been 2 weeks now.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a little bit of time.
Yeah, well, we had a good session last time. We put both Diablo and Mephisto in the ground finally.
Yeah, we had to recuperate from that.
Yeah, well, it takes a lot out of you.
It does.
And no one shoved any crystals into their foreheads this time.
Thankfully.
We did the sensible thing and broke the crystals. So we're in Act 5 now. This is the start of the expansion content. What we did
Okay.
last time used to be the end of the game until the Lord of Destruction expansion came out.
Okay.
What did it add? I'm trying to remember because I played it both before and after. Runes weren't in the game before the expansion. The Assassin and the Druid were both added. They weren't in the base game. All sorts of stuff, but those are the big ones. The classes were what I was excited about the most. Plus the new content, this whole act, and finishing the story of Diablo II. All had to wait until the expansion came out a couple years after the base game, I'm pretty sure.
Whoa, that skeleton's going crazy.
Yeah, they're a little twitchy.
Yeah, they are. So how much more game are we talking compared to relative to the base game?
I would say, because we're just playing normal difficulty now, right?
Yeah.
The general Diablo cycle is you play through the whole campaign on normal difficulty, and then you start over at the beginning of the story in nightmare difficulty, and then you finish that, and then you go back and do hell difficulty. And it gets harder and harder with every difficulty level. The monsters get more powerful, the loot gets better, but it's the same storyline you're going through.
Okay.
I would say 1 or 2 sessions left before we're done normal difficulty.
Alright, cool.
We'll either finish it tonight or next time, I would think.
Cool, man. I look forward to killing that Lord of Destruction.
Yeah, well, he's kind of a prick.
Yeah, seems like it.
So we're in Harrogath. I'm not sure how you're supposed to say the name of the town. It's basically the homeland of the barbarians. The barbarian was one of the classes we could have picked at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
And Baal is here because he wants something called the World Stone, which the barbarians protect in their holy mountain here. And that's the story as it lies. That's all we know. Not that the story is ever the most important thing, but that is the trumped up plot that Blizzard created for the expansion. There's a magical stone that Baal wants access to that's in this mountain protected by these barbarian people.
Alright. Well, let's go smash some shit then.
Alright. I gotta figure out who to talk to tell us what to do first. We got our blacksmith here. Okay. So he's got a little thought bubble above his head.
Okay, yeah.
Which generally tells us he's got a quest for us.
Sure, I see this.
Did I mention there were catapults?
Harrogath.
Okay. So the city's under siege. And we have to kill the overseer who is controlling the catapults that are attacking the town.
Okay.
So Larzak here is our blacksmith.
We have to kill Shank.
Shank, yeah. Waypoints over here.
Yep.
We got Kane over here. You know Kane, he's gonna ID stuff for us.
I am Qualkek.
Qualkek, I think, is our mercenary guy. So if our mercenary dies, we go to him, or if you want a barbarian mercenary, you can go to him.
What is your suggestion on that? My guy's dead again.
I
So
I
I
would
gotta-
say revive him. The spear mercenaries are really the only ones ever worth using because of those auras they have.
Okay.
Neelithak here
Necromancer.
is
While I admire
he's one
your
of the
courage in
elders, but
seeking out the
he's
darker side of
definitely a
magic.
necromancer like
We
me.
really have little.
He's very sinister.
Oh yeah,
and
he looks like you.
he's who you're gonna gamble from when you want to waste your money.
Okay.
Up over here is Mala, and
Good
she's who you
afternoon.
get potions from, and she'll also heal you whenever you need it.
Okay. Okay.
Miscellaneous magical supplies.
All right. Does that cover everyone here?
That's
that we
it.
need
That's
to care
everyone
about?
who's here right now.
Let's talk to this guy, Deckard.
Hello.
ID some things for me, please.
I believe that stopping the siege on Haragoth is the...
Haragoth. He calls it Haragoth. You ever notice in games sometimes, fantasy or science fiction, they don't all get the pronunciation notes, so they say the fantasy names in different ways?
Yeah. Yes.
And whenever you're ready, the front gate's right here. We gotta go break the siege.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out. I have a soul mask. It says antlers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out if I should be replacing it with my spirit mask, my wolf hat.
Ah. What did both of them give you?
They're both 40 defense. Durability is both 20. The new one, the antlers, requires 4 more strength than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a higher level. But the new one is plus 12 chance to cast level 4 Nova.
Okay. When you get
Plus
hit.
1, yeah. Plus 1 to Heart of Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 61 enhanced defense. Fire resist is plus 23. Poison resist is plus 9. And it says repair, I don't know, is that a 1? Durability in 33 seconds.
Okay,
Repairs
so
1.
It fixes itself over time.
The one I'm wearing also has the same durability thing. Poison length reduced by 25%, poison resist by 6%, fire resist by 5, plus 4 to energy, plus 12 enhanced defense, and plus 1 to Raven.
Your new one's better.
All right.
If only for the resistances. But also
Right.
you use Heart of the Wolverine, right?
Yes, I do. It's active right now.
Yeah, I see him floating around there.
Where is our stash? Somewhere over here?
It's by the waypoint here.
Oh, this looks pretty cool. I mean,
Oh,
a
it's
blue
blue.
little... It's very blue.
It's extremely blue.
Let's put you there. Gotta sell something. Will you buy this? Sure you will. Alright, I'm ready.
It's a little change, but it's one of my favorite changes from Diablo 1 to Diablo 2. Everyone buys everything. So you don't have to run all
useful.
the way across town if you've got a magical item, or... what was the worst? And we can run. That's a big thing. So yeah, let's break the siege. Town's under
Takes
attack.
more than a siege to stop me.
Alright, let's do it.
Watch out for catapults.
The enslaved. They look like spiny toad
Oh,
men.
and help our barbarian friends when we see them. There's a
Did
catapult.
you turn up the player count?
I did.
Cool.
We're at maximum difficulty.
Yay. guys needs help.
See if we can get to him in time. Hold tight, buddy. Oh,
Yeah,
we lost
he
him.
died. We tried.
I guess we'll have to settle for avenging him.
Yep. Or revenging him. Terrible. Oh, they just killed another one.
Ooh, a mummified trophy. I'll take that. That might be good. And we'll want to try and clear this whole map because it's insane experience for us.
Awesome.
Mummified trophy is useless for me.
These guys are draining mana, eh? Don't you touch me. I'm trying to get potions here. Get out here.
Got a Thule rune over there if you want it.
I don't know, do I? You know, I've been collecting all these runes, and
I mean, if you're
haven't
not
done
going to use
anything
them,
with them.
I'll grab it then.
You go ahead.
Right. Go on, you lazy skeletons. Smash up that catapult.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's very satisfying.
Leave him alone. Oh, we saved one.
Yep. Sadly, they are completely suicidal. They will attack no matter what. They only go forward. Got a few we've saved though. There's like 3 of them. Onward,
Well, that's an
army.
army. Yeah.
And it looks like our auras and stuff affect them, so. They're too slow though. Ah, these guys. I hate these guys.
This little guy?
Yup. They
Ah.
teleport around.
Mash.
Bam. Immune to poison. I guess that makes sense. Can't poison a catapult.
guess that makes sense.
Disappointing, though. So when we get to Shank, he's going to be the big fat guy with a whip. And what he's going to be able to do to these enslaved guys is he'll turn them into, like, explosive versions of themselves. So if you see them swelling up, you might not want to stand near them.
Okay, thank you for the warning. Puffballs.
Yeah.
Trying to save one of those barbarian dudes.
Gotcha. Skeletons, figure it out. Take the stairs. Or jump down the ledge. It's not that high. They must be brittle.
Yeah. Oh, where's this catapult? Coming after you, catapult. No. I don't know, I swear I saw a lightning ball from a catapult, but I think I just separated myself from you.
They fall from pretty far away. And I'm not sure if they're actually linked to a catapult, or if they're just things that fall randomly from the sky on this map.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alright, I'll stick with you next time. Oh, nope, I see one. Going for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you see one, smash it up.
Got excited, man. Who's poisoning us up here?
Catapults.
Oh, I see it. Not on my watch. Ah, who's exploding?
Yeah, they got catapults loaded up with all the different elements. Carnage.
I like it. Why can I not hit this catapult? What is going on? Come on.
There it goes. Oh, lost my golem somewhere.
Yeah, my hired help is dead again.
Looks like we're near Shank.
Oh, is that him? The gray one with the whip, eh?
Yep. That's the guy.
Coming for you, Shank. Whoa, he's tough. Wasn't ready for that. He whipped me, and I turned into a human. Sorry,
My
you're dead.
skeletons are all still dealing with his minions.
Ah! Ah! Chaos
Back
ensues.
up. I don't know if that actually hurts you.
I don't know, I got it out of there just to be safe.
No, it's safe. I'm walking around in it.
What a messy little demon.
Yeah, so we can go back to the blacksmith once we find that waypoint and get our reward.
Better be something good.
Yeah, the waypoint isn't too far away. I think it's right at the entrance to the next area.
Okay.
Okay, looks like we cleared this out. Lost one. I see stairs.
Okay, the Frigid Highlands.
And there's a waypoint. Let's go see what Larzik gives us. Go for it. Turn in that quest with him.
Alright.
You're an even greater warrior than I expected.
So he'll add sockets to an item for you.
See. Alright.
I gotta dump off all my stuff, so I'm gonna go see Kane.
Stay a while and listen.
I am going to do the same.
My concerns have turned to my men taken
And
prisoner on the battlefield by
Qualkek
Bailey.
here says there are a bunch of soldiers who are taken prisoner in the next area. We gotta rescue them, bust them out of jail.
Okay.
What do you need?
gold in the box.
Are we gonna use this Wirt's leg at some point?
Yeah, we should do that. Once we finish up the act, we'll do the secret cow level.
Yeah. Waiting to see this secret cow level. I think it's something that you had mentioned to me years ago when we were playing Diablo 3.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So Diablo 1 has those cows that are sort of just like standing around in town. And when you click on them, they move. And there was always this rumor, like, you know, the Pokemon one about like finding Mew under the truck.
Yeah.
It was like that, where if you clicked the cows in the right order, the right number of times, it would open up a portal to the secret cow level.
Okay.
And there was never a secret cow level in the original Diablo, but Diablo 2 actually turned out to have a secret cow level.
That's cool. That makes me wonder if anybody ever made a ROM hack of the original Pokemon games to do that with
Where
the
you
truck.
just could. All the childhood rumors were true.
Oh man, the rampant plague around rumors.
Yeah, if you press A at just the right moment, it will always capture them.
I know, right? Good times.
Yep. Okay, to the frigid highlands.
All right.
I wish
Werebear activated.
your werebear head was blue because of your blue helmet.
That would be cool. Eldritch the Rectifier.
Okay,
You're going down.
pass.
You're dead. What are blade talons?
They are a weapon for assassins, but if it's rare, it's good to pick up just because it'll be worth money.
Are there catapults here too?
I don't think so. Just these little demons that try to teleport away if you get close to them.
Oh, this guy. Yes,
Oh
please.
yeah, so these guys they're flamethrower guys.
Okay.
So, the little imps will teleport into the baskets on their back.
Yeah.
And when they're there, they can do that flamethrower thing those shamans did in Act 3.
That's cool. I like that. Stop shooting your balls at me. They're just as bad as the goat boys. Demon rascals.
Gloom Rend the Dark.
Oh, I
Fancy
missed
demon
him.
rascal. You just killed him.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you just slapped him down.
It wasn't even worth knowing his name. These wascally demons.
So mischievous.
I really wish I could summon my wolf and the bear and the raven. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's sad.
What's an oil potion?
It explodes when you throw it.
It's not really a potion.
No, you don't want to drink it.
Crush beast. Don't mind if I do.
Uh,
I love that they jump into the baskets.
It's pretty fun. Actually makes them easier to kill because then they hold still. Oh yeah, and they come out of those little evil demon huts that we just smashed up. The imps do. It's like the crow nests or the sarcophaguses.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, they go down pretty quick. Oh, and here's a hell portal.
Uh-oh.
We can go in. It's just an extra dungeon is all. There's no quest reason to go in there, but if you want to go into hell and kill a bunch of demons.
Yeah, let's do it. I like it down here.
I feel like it's kind of insulting, like, to the lords of hell that we're just, like, taking a trip in and killing a bunch of their goons and then leaving.
Yeah, it is.
I'd like to think it drives them crazy.
Ew. Stonebreak the Howler.
Demon rascals and bloodlords.
Stop that.
Don't run away. Looks like we're blocked by that wagon. We gotta go around.
Ah, that's what's happening. Okay. Hey, where'd that guy come from?
They're fast.
Hey, Pippin for Paper's back. How's it going?
No, it's not for any quest. We just think it's fun to go into hell and kill a bunch of demons.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's a chest.
Oh, not too shabby. Whoa, making it rain.
Yeah. Nothing super fancy there. Gonna snag that diamond, but other than that,
Guess I'm good on potions.
We're probably going to stop at the end of normal. Move on to a different game.
I haven't thought about what yet, but
Yeah, we'll mix it up. Do you get motion sick, Jeremy?
if I'm at this enough, I start to feel a little. Depends on how tired I am, actually.
Okay, okay.
How about yourself?
Just thinking it. No, I don't at all. Just thinking about the next game we could play. Maybe we'll do Descent.
Descent. I know that. What is that?
It's like a 6 Degrees of Freedom space shooter kind of thing where you're in a mine
Okay.
in a little spaceship, and it's first
Yeah,
person
yeah,
view, but it's like all three-dimensional. Like you can't think in 2D at all. You have to look all around you at all times. But it's known for making people motion sick.
Well, we can see how long we play that until I throw up on the ground.
Yeah, we'll find something else because it's like notorious for it. But it's another classic old game that's got a pretty fun co-op campaign.
I really want to play Hunter Hunted with you at some point, but
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going to be like a session thing, maybe two, and not an ongoing thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Um,
Descent sounds like fun.
Oh, the great thing about Descent is every mission is the same. You go into a mine that's been taken over by robots. You find the power core of the mine, and you blow up the power core, and then you have to get out before it completely detonates.
Okay.
So there's an added layer of stress to navigating the 3 dimensions.
Sure.
When you've got like a literal countdown on your screen.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that Star Wars Squadron game is good.
It's looking pretty good so far. I'm really
I want to
hopeful.
play it.
Yep.
I really want to play it.
Like I was saying to you, like I really needed to support my tracker.
Yeah.
That head tracking setup is like amazing for games like that. And I'm not spending $800 on VR at this stage of what VR is like.
Yeah. How much are those head trackers?
$100.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, real
If,
solid investment if you're into flight sims.
Okay, let's kill this thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
if we
towers are
got
the same
into-
deal as the guys with the things on their back.
Let's see. If we got into playing squadrons together, I would definitely pick up one of those trackers.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. People keep asking them in interviews if they're going to support it. But they always mysteriously answer, we can't confirm or deny what third-party peripherals will support.
To me, that just means not currently, but
They won't do
They
it for
might
VR
try to
stuff
do
either.
it.
They won't say what specific
Okay.
VR they support. They're like literally, no, we can't say. It's very
what's the
frustrating.
point of doing that then? So like they release the game and then they have like a support list of hardware.
Yeah, exactly. I assume what it is some sort of licensing thing.
That's very frustrating.
But yeah, it looks really fun.
I'm really itching to fly an A-wing. And to like coordinate an assault.
Yeah, the
Like, what, it's
strategy
5
aspect
people,
is
right?
fun, yeah.
Totally. Get a team of 4 other people and help us. Alright.
Yeah, we gotta let them out. Bust open that prison.
POW. How do we let them out?
Just smash the door and then they'll come out.
Okay.
So there are like a few other groups of them on this map we gotta find.
Let us out.
Yep.
For a while, I've been doing research trying to see if there's anybody who's really into modding black and white.
Oh yeah.
But there isn't really much of anything there. All the mods were mostly like texture mods and stuff, for the creatures.
I mean, that would
game,
be that would be a fun one to do a couple sessions of.
Yeah, totally.
Only problem is it's a big time investment outside of your multiplayer games.
Yeah.
Because you carry your creature over, right? Like it's the same creature from your single player that you bring to multiplayer that has been trained by you over all those hours of playing.
True.
You can't just install the game and set up multiplayer and away you go.
Even installing the game itself nowadays is a pain in the butt. It's one of the highest requested games on GOG.
Oh, interesting. And they just have problems with it, I guess?
No, they don't have it on GOG is the problem.
Oh, I see. It's requested because people can't use their own copy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I found a blog post a few years ago, and it's fairly extensive. All the things you have to do just to get it to run in Windows 10. So, I mean, it's doable. I did it a few years ago.
Yep.
I never got into playing the game, unfortunately. But, yeah. What a good game, though, right? Like, it's...
Just a neat
the second one.
concept. Oh, the
Yeah.
second one was bad.
It just had such potential and, like, so many things. You know?
Yeah, I feel like it lost the magic when you could see the inside of your creature's brain and then, like, change it by adjusting sliders.
Yes. That is a cool thing about games like that. And what else? What was that game called? Was it Creatures?
Yep.
With
Same
what
deal.
were they, like Norns or something? They looked like little gremlin things.
Yeah, they would actually reproduce those things.
Yeah, that was just a really cool idea for a game. I think I lost you.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the other side of this wall. Here I am.
Don't you touch me, Toad Frog.
They do kind of look like toads.
Yeah, thorny Toad Frog men. Yeah, I thought the same thing about Black and White. Like, it would be cool to do that multiplayer, but I don't know. Maybe if it's something that... I don't know, we could do a baseline setup on each of our machines, maybe. Our creatures would be very lame, though. That's kind of the fun of it, too, right? Just, like, trying to... achieve something, like take over a town, and your creature is totally inept in the beginning, and
like
you're trying to train the damn
fumbling
thing.
around, yep. And always
No, don't pick up that piece of poo.
always watching you at the exact wrong moment so that it can learn something stupid.
Yep.
Oh, here's another one if you want to bust them out.
Oh. Yeah.
You just have to open the door.
I'm gonna kill this guy first. Is there a door in the front? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
This Toad guy's in my way. Come on out, guys.
Oh, there are catapults here.
Not for long. What? Oh, I thought it was on the lower level, but I am not.
Jared's stone. We better leave it for Jared to find.
The subway guy?
Whoa. Feel like he's gonna end up being one of those tortured souls chained to a rock down in hell.
I don't know what the controversy was with him. You have to tell me, because I remember that there was one, but I have no idea what it was, because I kind of avoid.
Yeah, he was a pedophile.
Of course he is.
Yeah.
He'll be chained up beside Bill Cosby, I guess. No.
Yeah. And did he die, or is he just in jail? Feel like he.
Why would he have
just
died?
Went to jail. Just you don't. Yeah, I don't know. I had it in my head that he was dead, but I do know he went to jail.
Subway put a hit on him.
I don't think a lot about Jared the Subway guy, believe it or not.
Oh.
Actually, he was in an episode of South Park that I saw not long ago. And I was like, oh, this joke hasn't aged well.
Oh, the AIDS one.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I
It's
mean,
like,
the whole
oh,
thing
Jared
had not
from
aged
Subway has
well.
AIDS.
But
A lot
no,
of them
no,
haven't.
it was just a cameo. It was something
okay.
else. But they made a Jared from Subway joke, but it was clearly from before he was found out.
There was one episode, and I can't remember the context, which is like clearly important. But it was some ongoing joke about how Jared from Subway has AIDS, and he thinks everybody should have AIDS, but not AIDS
God.
like the not the disease, but like
It's the
people to
diet.
help.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna
yeah.
be the diet supplements or something.
It was like they physically should have AIDS to help them lose weight or something, and it was like this ongoing thing.
Man, that show is so hit or miss.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, sometimes it's brilliant and sometimes it's awful. But I mean, when it's good, it's
it's pretty darn good. Yeah.
You have to be able to be willing to take those risks too, right? And like a lot of that stuff hasn't aged well.
Yeah. And sometimes you can sort of like feel it coming. You're like, okay, yep, we're building to a really bad take.
Yeah.
I see where this is going, and they're wrong. Okay, that was the last of them.
I still haven't played that sequel game. I enjoyed the first one that came out in like 2016 or whatever.
It was really well done.
I thought it was really funny.
Jen really enjoyed the sequel. I haven't played the sequel yet.
I started it, and that's as far as I got. Don't know what I had going on that distracted me, but
Yeah, it was like a tactical combat game, right?
that's right.
With like a grid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Jen play a bit.
Ew. Oh, this poor guy. Like, his leg is all skeleton bone and he's meat on top. Something's been eating him, his dead body. And he's just swaying in the wind.
Well, at least it's the wind.
I just noticed the skeleton beside him.
Someone's been there longer.
Morbid.
What this game is missing that was in the first is that zoom function.
Yes, I totally agree. Bastard sword. Well, I can't use that. But I know some people who can.
That I back the Unleashed.
Oh, cool. Dead.
A rare heraldic shield. You may grab that if you don't want it.
There you go ahead.
I got a paladin
I am
character who might
overburdened.
want it.
Where are we? The Ariat something?
Ariat Plateau.
Oh, I see.
And just let me know whenever you need to head back to town.
Yeah, actually, let's do that, because I have a lot of potions and other things that are just clogging up the works.
Gotcha, gotcha.
There is a matter which
Hey, who are you?
Oh,
Oh, I guess I should identify this before I sell it.
Mala says that Anya, her brilliant young apprentice, has gone missing.
Thank you for it. Afternoon.
Anya.
So that's
Hello.
another quest. Yep, Anya.
Do you ever watch, like, the entirety of Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No, I actually could not get through it.
Really?
I
Some of
tried
it's
really-
pretty rough.
I
but
tried
after all
really
this time-
hard, but I couldn't do it.
Oh, I really liked it. I liked Angel more.
Okay.
What I really appreciated about it is just how the characters were written over time to actually change.
That doesn't always happen.
No, in like change in believable ways too. I do not need all these potions. Not right now. It really takes me out of a story when a character does something that's uncharacteristic and there's no explanation. It's like it's fine that they did that, but explain. Give me some reason to believe that this makes sense.
Bad writing.
There's a lot of it.
Yep.
Not that I'm an expert, but I know when I don't like something, you know?
Yep.
Where is
It's,
this?
it's what killed, one of the things that killed Game of Thrones for me.
Oh,
The characters stopped acting in ways that made sense for the characters. And then there were no consequences to anyone's actions.
so because you've read the books, right?
Yep.
So are you speaking in relation to the books or just in relation to the show? Because in my opinion, they were also not acting.
Mostly the show. The book is off the rails in different ways.
Okay. Yeah,
but,
even just with the
but
show, they didn't seem
both
to
went off the
follow.
rails. Yeah, the big thing that made Game of Thrones special was that actions had consequences, right? So
Yep.
George R.R. Martin is a guy who he wrote according to the characters and was faithful to the logic of the setting.
Yeah.
So
I can
he
appreciate
decided who the characters were and how they acted, and he set up situations, and then he just let the characters do their things and wrote that. He didn't have like this big overarching plot in
Sure.
huge amounts of detail. He sort of just set up the situation, had a general idea of where he wanted it to go, but mostly just let the characters do their thing. And if
That's good.
if that led to bad things happening to the characters, it led to bad things happening to the characters. But the show just sort of lost that logic, where they started thinking more in terms of what plot points they wanted to hit rather than what the characters would do and what would happen because of that. And it didn't fit together anymore. It was that honesty to the logic of the setting, which was what was appealing about it to a lot of people.
I really hate it too, and it happens in many different shows where like they're like, oh, at the end of season X in the far-flung future, this is where we want to be. But the characters have developed to a certain point that once they get to where they originally wanted to be, it doesn't necessarily make sense for the characters to be there and for them to behave in a certain way to get there. And so they twist it, and it pulls you right out.
Yep, it's because they're more devoted to that outline than they are to being true to the logic of the characters and the logic of the setting.
Yeah.
And especially with fantasy, you can't do that. Because fantasy being believable has a lot to do with being internally consistent with your logic.
Yeah, totally. You have to have that set of rules for the world, and then the characters have to have their own structure to them. Otherwise, it totally pulls you out. And like I said, I can accept characters doing things that surprise me. You kind of want that, but then you want to understand why.
Yep.
Because I don't want to see everything before it happens in my mind, which happens a lot when I watch media too. I'm just like, oh, okay, this is going to happen, and yep, it happens.
Yeah, tropes, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to keep pestering you, but you got to watch The Expanse.
I watched a couple episodes, and then
It's a very slow
got
start.
out of it too.
It's a very slow start. You got to give it like... I'm trying to think of how many episodes in it really picks up. I think it spends like 3 episodes setting everything up, and then in the 4th episode, everything clicks together, and you're like, oh shit.
Okay.
There's the episode, it's called Close Quarters Combat, or Close Quarters Battle, or something like that, is the episode where it all sort of comes together. But it's just fantastic. Best science fiction I've ever seen.
Well, since it comes from you with such high praise, I will give it another shot, I promise.
And the books are excellent too, actually.
I've been reading like a lot of Star Wars novels lately.
Oh yeah.
And I just read Dawn of the Jedi, Into the Void, and it is like 35,000 years before the Old Republic setting.
Okay.
And that period of time is so interesting, and just the set and setting of it all was really interesting to me, but I was disappointed that they didn't dive more into all the mythos of how the Jedi are working at that point in time. It's very different from the Jedi in the prequels and all the Old Republic Jedi.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it. Like, I never really got like super into any of the expanded universe stuff. Like, I read the odd book, and played video games, but outside of that, I didn't know much about it. But it seems like there's like a lot.
Yeah, I'm very selective. Like, most of what I'm reading is expanded universe stuff, or legends as they call it now.
Yeah.
I have my own headcanon, right? I'm just going to be like, well, I'm going to pick and choose and decide for myself what I like, and...
Yeah, well, they can't possibly make it all reconciled with itself.
No.
With the amount of material that's out there, right?
Most of the novels I've read, though, are like the Timothy Zahn stuff.
Okay, yep.
And he just, in the past couple years, he wrote a new Thrawn trilogy, which I really liked. And he's going even further back, doing more prequel stuff.
Oh, interesting.
With Thrawn and the Chiss Ascendancy.
Yeah.
But right now I'm...
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, right now I'm reading Choices of One, which kind of revolves around Mara Jade.
Okay. Yeah, like, personally, my favorite Star Wars movie is Rogue One. Like, and it's just this peripheral thing compared to the mainline stuff and everything that gets, you know, turned into other media. But like that to me that's just a fantastic movie.
I liked it as well.
They really understood the genre. Like they weren't devoted to making it a Star Wars movie. They were devoted to making a good spy movie in the Star Wars setting, and they did such a great job of it.
Amulet, yes please.
Man, this is a big map.
Yeah, it was a really good movie. What bothered me most about that movie was the ending, how they handled the whole Darth Vader thing and the Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia thing.
It's
Uncanny
never gonna
Valley,
look as good
like-
as you think. They should have just had a voice.
I would have just omitted it.
Now, what was weird though is they did the exact same thing with Tarkin, and he looked fine. It was Carrie Fisher they didn't get right.
Define fine.
You know, fine for a brief moment that he appears, right?
Yeah, it didn't bother me as much. But I don't know. It's like real people, you know. I
It's
could
too
deal with
ambitious.
this. Yeah, the CGI Yoda even in the prequels was fine for me. I could deal with that because it's an alien, right?
Yeah,
But people it's a very ambitious thing.
we're not quite there yet.
No, and once we are, look out.
Yeah. I mean, despite that, I really enjoyed it.
That bothered me, and it bothered me that the character's name was too close to Jan Orr's.
Oh, well, it was clearly a tip of the hat.
Yeah, but if it was, why didn't they just use those characters? It could have been like a badass Jan Orr story.
I have
Like,
no
why-
idea.
And then they could have like weaved Kyle in some way, and then he could have shown up at some future point.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting them to make more tips of the hat to, you know, the original story of how the Death Star plans were stolen. For anyone watching, there was a game in the mid-90s that LucasArts, the game development company that was a subsidiary of Lucasfilms, now they're a subsidiary of Disney, but it's not the same people. They were reformed.
Yeah.
But they made a game called Dark Forces where it was basically Doom in the Star Wars universe, and the very first mission in that game, you, the mercenary Kyle Katarn, stole the Death Star plans. And it was a very well-received game. It spawned a number of sequels, and when I watched Rogue One, I was kind of expecting more jokes about it. And they didn't really, other than the name being similar to one of the characters, they didn't really acknowledge it much, which I think is a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
It would have been
I think
fun.
they were too ready to throw out all the expanded universe stuff and label it as Legends, and not actually look at what worked really well and use that and discarded all the junk, because there is junk from the EU stuff that's not good writing. But there's a lot of potential there, and especially in the past 20 years, having all those Dark Forces games and the Jedi Knight games, like.
Yep. Open up that evil urn. It's probably
Where
good
is it?
stuff in there, right beside me. It's
Where are
probably
you?
probably
Oh, you're
really
down
good
there.
stuff in there. See it?
I see a wooden chest. Oh, evil urn. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
open that.
Puked out gold.
Oh no.
Oh,
bad
oh,
guys.
oh! It's spiders.
Yeah.
Ooh, squishy. I killed them.
Sometimes monsters come out.
I got some baby spiders. I mean, I'd be more concerned if it wasn't a giant fairy.
Now I thought there might be a waypoint around here somewhere, but I could be mistaken. Not that we're ever going to need to come back here.
I just spent a disgusting amount of time watching like countless hours of this YouTube channel called Mauler, and he did very long form video essays critiquing the sequel Star Wars movies.
Oh god.
They're so good though. And it was cathartic to watch because those movies moved my heart.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot to like about them. I just don't think it was really thrown together well. And bearing in mind, I haven't seen the third one. I read about it and decided that wasn't worth my time.
You are missing nothing.
That's kind of what I hear. I read the summary and I'm like, that sounds atrocious. I think I'll skip. And I just
really
never
bad.
got around to watching it, you know, streaming it or anything.
We did stream it, and I definitely didn't spend the money on a movie ticket. And it was disappointing. And it was just kind of like, you know, when The Force Awakens came out, I was so excited. And just kind of thought like, oh man, okay, it wasn't a perfect movie, but thought to myself, of all the possibilities of where it could go, you know.
Yep.
And it didn't go to any of those places, Jeff.
Yeah. And the fact that they didn't plan them ahead of time
So bad.
and just let different people manage them.
Do what
like,
they wanted to do.
It worked the first time because no one else was doing what they were doing, right? Because the original trilogy is clearly not planned. There's too many things they retcon even by the second movie. But
You mean like siblings kissing each other
like
on the lips?
siblings kissing each other, or like Darth Vader actually being his father. Spoilers, everyone. Like all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like if you look at what's actually said in the first movie, doesn't make sense. Even the fact that, like, okay, Obi-Wan has been hiding out on this desert planet where Darth Vader's son has been cleverly hidden with Darth Vader's brother or uncle or whoever it is. It's uncle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
You don't know any of this though in that movie.
right, but then later they decided that this was Darth Vader's son, right?
Well, from what I understand, that basic premise was already figured out, but there were a lot of
Makes
details
no
that weren't.
sense. Or even, and I mean this is later, but like, okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi is in disguise on Tatooine,
Sure.
wearing the outfit of a Jedi.
Here's the thing about that though, is that isn't explicitly Jedi dress that way because people with less means actually dress that way. It's supposed to be like a monk type of thing, and poor people dress in rags.
Okay,
So it's like a sign of modesty to dress that way.
gotcha. It just always seems
Obviously,
silly to
that
me.
isn't explained.
That's just
in
a
the
bad
movie.
disguise.
Yeah, well, it's not.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Um,
assume that's an expanded universe explanation, right? Because if you had just watched the movies, you'd just go, oh, why is he dressed like a Jedi if he's in disguise?
But you have to remember that when that movie came out, no one knew what a Jedi was, right? So is that what a Jedi
Yeah.
looked like, or is he just like a dude who dresses in robes?
Yeah, well, it's another thing, right? Like, there's a lot that's very much left unsaid if you just watch the films, and I think that's brilliant. I don't think it's good to fill in all the details.
No, I hate that. Like, okay. Now I'm thinking about the Solo movie, but yeah, continue.
Again, which I thought there were a lot of things to like about, but it didn't just quite come together. So
you don't
what I
need
heard
to explain everything.
exactly.
Please finish.
So have you read or watched the film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
No, I have not.
Okay. Highly recommend it again.
Okay.
Either. Both the book and the film are excellent. But there's a character in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's about inmates in a mental institution, is what the film's about. And Nurse Ratched is the name of the character. She is just a horrible, vindictive, evil human being who enjoys wielding power over the inmates.
Okay.
And in the film and the book, it's pretty clear that that character exists as a critique of the violence of institutions. Like, it's very clearly symbolic, the things it deals with and addresses. They are currently making a movie that is a prequel to One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest about Nurse Ratched.
Sure.
The worst.
Yeah, and that's. And if you're gonna do that, if there's a market for that, fine. You want to tell a story, fine, but tell a story that actually makes sense. I'm thinking about the Solo movie again, because a lot of that was just really, really bad writing, and it's just I hate the it pulls me out of a story when they're always ribbing you in the roads. I'm like, this reference, this reference, and really, Han Solo's name was given to him by some customs agent when he was trying to get off the planet that he was on. Give me a break. and Chewie was locked up in a cage eating humans for all that time. Just there's a lot of really good stuff from the expanded universe you could have used, and instead Disney was just like, here, writers, just make something up so we can sell action figures.
Yep. But I will say, Donald Glover killed it. He
I like
was
Donald Glover.
Wonderful.
You know what I don't like?
You didn't like his performance?
I don't like him having sex with robots.
Oh, I don't care about that. I'm talking about the performance. He did an amazing job. All the mannerisms, all the little movement mannerisms, it was just really well done. The robot thing was weird.
All that stuff was good, but it pulls me right out when they start doing things that don't mesh with the story that's been established. It's like they recontextualize everything when they do that. Yep. And it feels disrespectful to the source material, and I don't feel like a writer who really cares about the source material would do that unless it added something significant to that character. But what do I know? I'm not a story writer.
You're not being paid millions.
Yeah, I'm just a consumer.
I don't know if there's a waypoint in this cave or not, or if it's on the next one.
I like killing these harlots.
Yeah, well, they gave us so much trouble in Diablo 1 that it's satisfying that they actually come to us in this one.
Yeah. Like these moon lords, they're like baby Diablos. That's what they look like to me.
Yeah, they have his eyes.
Yep, speaking on the whole mystery thing, and I was totally okay with a lot of this stuff in The Force Awakens for that reason, because I'm like, I was just like, they're gonna explain it all. Mystery is good. I like mystery. I want to ask questions. I want it to take me on a journey. And yeah, that didn't work out for me.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem with The Force Awakens is it was just A New Hope.
Death Star 3.0.
Yeah, and
Oh my god, they destroyed the planet Ilum. Like they don't talk about this stuff because it wasn't in the original movies, right?
Okay.
But Ilum is the planet that all the Jedi went to get their kyber crystals for their
Right,
lightsabers.
right.
There's a ceremonial planet, and the fact that this First Order, that doesn't make any sense that they exist in the first place, by the way, just like cannibalized that planet is heartbreaking.
Well, it's oh, there's the waypoint right there. I'm gonna head back to town. Got stuff to sell.
Do it.
I know there was a lot of criticism of the prequel trilogy being too focused on the politics, particularly the Phantom Menace. But I feel like The Force Awakens went the opposite direction, where I could have used a better explanation of what was going on there politically, because nothing was explained. It was just like, oh, by the way, the Empire's a thing again, and also the Rebellion's a thing again.
But we don't call it that. We call it the Resistance until The Last Jedi, and halfway through that movie, then we start calling them rebels. It's not confusing, folks.
Yeah.
You're just not paying attention.
Yeah, so, like, I would have liked a little bit more explanation as to why it was like that. I don't want to have to buy comic books to understand the backstory
you
to a
should not
movie.
have to do that. or novels. Like,
yeah, it's the same complaint I have with all the Marvel comic universe stuff too, right? I don't want to have to watch 8 movies to understand one.
Yeah. That's fair. That is fair.
It's the reason I gave up reading comics in the first place back when I was a teenager, right? Like, I hated having to buy Thor and X-Men and Captain America and Spider-Man to understand what was going on with one plot line, right? Like, it's just a pretty transparent money grab. And that's what all the Marvel comic universe films did. And it really turned me off. Especially since, like, to be honest, and this may be an unpopular opinion, many of them were extremely forgettable.
You mean the Marvel movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I share that opinion with certain ones. I'll skip over them.
I honestly did not care for any except the first Avengers movie. And that was kind of like their main line that they were building everything for. So the fact that I just didn't care for the Avengers movies didn't help me become invested in all these other movies they wanted me to watch to understand the Avengers.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But I will say, I really loved Iron Man, the first one. I really loved Guardians of the Galaxy, both of them. And Thor Ragnarok was also fantastic.
I didn't like how they handled Hulk.
No?
No. No one's done a good Hulk movie, and it was...
Ever.
Yeah, like, it's part of, Edward Norton's complaints when he did The Incredible Hulk. Yep. In the very beginning of the MCU, when, they didn't have Marvel Studios. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
They shot a whole bunch of extra stuff there, and the really interesting thing about Bruce Banner and the Hulk, in the relationship there, it's more like somebody with multiple personalities.
Yeah, they always did it as if it was the same person in a different mood in the films.
I got separated from you, and I'm being chased down by guys.
I'm coming.
They're chasing me. Alright. My bear's fighting them.
Oh, neat. Champions.
Snowdrifter champions.
Here come the troops.
Alright. I want to see, like, I want to see Hulk smash, and I want to see all the cool action scenes and stuff. But just as important is the character of Bruce Banner and the conflict and what is going on inside of him with all the voices, because
there's more than one
different Hulks.
Hulk, right? Yeah. Again,
Yeah.
I gave up comics pretty early in life, but and I get that you can't. It's very hard to express that in film. Take the stairs down with me here.
Ah, okay. Yep.
You actually have to do something down here.
Okay, cool. I probably have unrealistic expectations in terms of quality, you know, and like, I don't know, I can't expect an Incredible Hulk film to explain, yeah, to be incredible.
Those skeleton guys will get back up, by the way. Sometimes.
Okay. Blood Temptress. I feel tempted to kill you. Oh, look at this green guy.
Chaos Killer Howler.
I like it. I like what's happening here. Alright, Mr. Howler. Bring it. Going down.
Messy.
You know what I wish my bear did?
Eat bodies
corpses
like your wolf did?
Yeah, and make them explode.
This
I
guy's like
that.
invincible, though.
I know. I still want to ride him.
Yeah, those skeleton guys will get back up occasionally.
These Rotwalkers?
Yep. Yeah, if we just wait here for a sec, some of them will come back up. I mean, they might turn me into a liar, but...
It's really easy too when you're watching a movie to give into the spectacle of it.
Yep.
And you know what? Like, that's okay for a blockbuster if that's all it is.
Yep.
But
sometimes you just want to be entertained.
Yeah. But I mean, sometimes you want a little bit more. It's like the really best children's cartoons are ones that parents can watch and get things out of too, right?
Yep.
And something that you can come back to when you're older and be like, oh man, there's so much more to this that I didn't get.
Yep. Yeah, the...
And that's a really good story though. Like, just if you write a really good story, it's accessible to everybody, and you do not have to dumb down characters or your plot to make it kid-friendly. Like, everybody should be able to get something out of it. I'm not opinionated, Jeff.
It's not a bad thing. Yeah, I feel like having strong opinions about the fictional stuff you love is a good thing, as long as you don't become one of those people that tweets death threats at voice actors or...
Oh my god. Like, what is wrong with those people? Really?
It's really pathetic.
And what makes them think that the actors have any control over the writing and directing?
Yeah, let alone if they did, that they would owe it to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't be sending death threats to anybody, period.
But just like the idea that you're entitled to someone's work doesn't sit well with me.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially when it comes to art. Like, I complain a lot about why I don't like particular things, but...
Yeah. It's good that people like stuff so much that they're so passionate about it that they even spend time talking about it, right?
Yep.
But there is a line there that a lot of people seem to cross, and they think that it's okay.
Yeah, well, they're fans, right?
Like it's this consumerist, like,
Yep,
in a capitalistic society, I am the consumer and I'm paying you with my money, so I'm your boss. Weird type of thought process.
Absolutely.
And like, okay, that's not exactly.
Oh, yeah, that was one that was full of monsters.
Sweet. That's a cool surprise. I like when things like that happen.
Yeah, pretty fun.
That subverted my expectations.
That's nice sometimes.
Yes. That's the thing about The Last Jedi. It felt like every 5 minutes it was like, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, like I said, I read a summary of it and I was like, wow, I'm not watching this.
Yep. Can't blame you.
Yep.
It just didn't make sense. I don't.
Yep, and there were some neat ideas thrown around in that trilogy, but they never quite fit together.
Yeah. Well, how could they?
Because they weren't working together, right? Like.
Yeah.
Like, J.J. Abrams set up a really tough position for anyone to work off of. And then lots of people hated what was done with it because, you know, he's written into a corner. He's got to figure out some way to explain why we're in the situation we are.
It was lost with Star Wars,
and then,
wasn't it?
Yeah. And then J.J. Abrams was like, oh, people really hated that. Let's give them everything they want, even if it contradicts itself.
Well, Rian Johnson was in the middle of that, which he did the exact opposite. He was like, oh, everything JJ did was awful, I'm going to do my own thing. Yeah. It felt like two little boys fighting in a sandbox with Star Wars toys, to me, personally.
I get that it's a tough situation to be in, because you have to try and look at these characters and go, well, why are they where they are? Because J.J. Abrams doesn't explain it, right? He just puts everyone in their places, and you have to go back to these old films and try and figure out how these characters got to this point. And there's no answer that's going to satisfy everyone who loves those characters, right? It didn't matter what he did, no one would be happy. Because they were in weird...
You can't make everybody happy.
They were in weird places for their characters.
Yeah, which would have been fine if it was explained. But nothing was explained, and they because nothing was explained too, and the characters also weren't acting in any way like their natural progression would have made sense. Like everything was just kind of ruined. Like all those characters.
Well, it's very much back to that whole Game of Thrones thing again, right? Where they didn't let things logically play out. They just put them in a position.
Yep. Yeah, it did feel that way.
Like, did you watch the end of Game of Thrones?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, it could have worked if they'd had, 2 more seasons to build to it.
Yeah, it felt like the last season was very rushed. Like I didn't understand how those characters got to that point. And that's what I was talking about before with certain pieces of media where it felt like they're like, okay, we have to get here, but we have to do it in this season.
Yeah.
And so from the beginning of that season to the end of that season, it was just like, this does not make sense to me. How did this happen?
Yeah, well, everyone poo-pooed me when I said it, but with Game of Thrones, I started disliking it as soon as they passed the books. Because what had clearly happened was they'd been given a plot outline of what was going to happen in the stuff that hadn't been written in the books yet. And they didn't know how to get there. So they knew where they needed to be, but they didn't know how to get there, right? And as soon as they passed the books, it was a noticeable change.
This is like kind of similar, like Dragon Ball Z or any of the Dragon Ball stuff.
Yep.
The latest one was Dragon Ball Super, and you have that conflict between the manga source material and having to produce a anime on a schedule, and sometimes the anime gets going and then it has to put filler in because the manga hasn't caught up. And so they'll do things in the filler that create plot holes. And so that's one of the complaints against the animes at times, which is for Dragon Ball Z specific as an example. They released a version of it called Dragon Ball Kai. And that was Dragon Ball Z without all the filler.
Okay.
And so that's kind of like, you know, catering to the fans, which I think is cool because I like a lot of the filler because, you know, nostalgia stuff.
Yeah.
But I like that I can watch a trimmed down version of it and see it more
just
true
see
to
the
the
story.
manga.
Yeah. I didn't realize they ran concurrently.
Yeah, it's a little bit different now. Like, they stopped production on Dragon Ball Super a couple years ago, and so now the manga has just been writing, and we've been waiting to see, you know, with all this pandemic stuff, if they're going to be starting up production on that. And the thing about that too is that sometimes things that are written in the manga, it's overseen by the creator of Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama. But he might change his mind on certain things, right? Like what he approved for the manga, he might be like, oh, let's do something different for the anime. There's always these inconsistencies, and as a fan, you really just have to sit back and be like, this is how it is.
Honestly, I had no idea that the manga was still running.
Yeah, they kind of do things in sagas within a series. And so Dragon Ball Super takes place, there's a time skip in Dragon Ball Super before the end of it of like 7 years. Okay. Right at the end of that series, they do a time skip. And in a 7-year period is where Dragon Ball Super is taking place. Now, how they're going to wind all of these crazy things that have happened in Dragon Ball Super and wind it back to the ending of Dragon Ball Z is beyond me. They might decide, Akira Toriyama might decide, you know what? I'm going to rewrite the end of Z now. And then there's a series that takes place after Dragon Ball Z called Dragon Ball GT, but Akira didn't directly write all of those episodes. He just kind of helped in the beginning to get it up off the ground.
Okay.
And again, all this stuff was in the late 90s. So we're talking 20 years ago. And now it's a global phenomenon, and I mean, they might decide to do something very different with it than what was originally intended. And as a fan, you have to be like, yeah, I don't like some of these decisions, but you know what? It's cool that this even still exists 20 years later.
Yep.
And
I'm gonna back up because this guy's gonna cold blast us when he dies.
Which one? This blue guy?
Rosenstein.
I've been trying to get to him, but I'm just gonna let the skeletons go ham. Yeah.
There we go. Now it's safe.
I'm going in.
You gotta rescue Anya. She's in here somewhere.
So this conversation too brings me back to Anya, the whole Buffy thing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember, but Anya was like a demon character in a female human's body in Buffy.
Okay. Must not have gotten that far. I feel like I'd remember that. Oh, there she is.
Anya.
She looks cold.
I'm listening to her. Is she gonna die? Don't die. Don't die.
I
All
hate
right.
when you go to rescue someone and then they die just as you find them. They've been waiting just to talk to you and die.
So she still has an exclamation point.
Did this to me.
Okay.
Do I have to listen to this whole story?
No, she's just like, Neelathak, that bad guy.
Alright, did we just leave her here?
Yeah, we gotta go to, Mala's got something that'll thaw her out.
Oh, I was gonna say, this is so cold.
Yeah. Bye.
So,
Yeah.
Snake Neelathak was behind Anya's disappearance.
Did he give you the thing?
Yeah,
Is it this guy?
She gave me a potion.
Ah, it's a she. Mala.
So you gotta go through first.
Do
Thaw her
the
out.
thing.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, and she just takes off. All right. I guess we go back too because she didn't let us use her portal.
I tried to get in there. It closed.
All right.
Thank you so much for bringing Anya back to us.
Thank you, thank
I
you,
have
thank
devised a
you.
spell to
She's
increase
gonna
your
raise our resistances
as a token
permanently.
of my thanks.
Yay.
I know it isn't much.
It raises them all by 10 points permanently. It's pretty good. She'll give you a scroll, and then you have to use the scroll.
What's vitality do again?
More hit points.
Ah. Gonna crank my strength. I had 25 points to use.
Okay, what's your strength at now?
110.
That's pretty high. Does your guide say you should keep pumping it, or only enough for gear?
No idea. I don't have it open right now.
Okay, so I guess it doesn't matter because we've got a skill reset you can use from the first act. But generally, depending on the build you're playing, it might tell you, like for me example, I pump my strength up only high enough to use most gear, and then I stop putting points into it. And I put everything else into vitality.
Okay. Does it not matter to a point then? Like it's only
So it
preventing
might,
you from using certain weapons. I was
because
thinking if
because I don't hit anyone directly, it doesn't matter so much for me. It adds to what armor you can wear, and it adds to the damage you do in melee combat. Because you're a melee guy, it's probably helpful for you to put points into it.
that is my logic without knowing how the system was working.
Yep.
I'm just like, oh, if I dump points in here, then I
So
was
for-
following that guide right up until we got to level 30, and since then I've just kind of been following, the past patterns.
We're
but I
honestly right at the end of the game. You're probably going to be fine to beat normal difficulty.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to screw up.
My vitality is at 95, dexterity is 33, same with
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah, so again, like vitality is always amazing, and you as a druid get the most out of vitality of all the classes.
Cool.
In terms of how many hit points. Like when I put a point into vitality, I only get 2 extra hit points.
Okay.
But you get a lot more. Like what's your maximum life? If you look at your character sheet.
I see my max damage. Oh, life is 620.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I have 130 vitality. And my life is 382.
Okay.
Because I don't get as much out of it as you do.
Gotcha.
Where's Anya? Anya's over here. Anya's gonna tell us to go break and enter Neelathak's house and kill him.
You have proven
All
yourself
right.
a true. Thank you, hero. Neelathak
Yes,
told
we are true heroes. Jump into this red portal.
Yep.
Let's do it!
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So there's gonna be a bunch of undead guys here.
Okay.
The familiar scent of death.
I've given up on my hired hand. He keeps dying.
Whatever.
Yep.
He can't take care of himself. That's his problem.
Yep. Why should I waste money to resurrect him? He can just enjoy his vacation and wherever he is.
Yeah, we'll wake him up when the deed is done. We saved the world, no thanks to you.
Yep. Golem.
Now this boss that we're gonna fight just inside the entrance here, Pindleskin.
Yep. Okay.
He is one of those bosses that you can run over and over and over again, starting new games, because he drops. He has a higher chance of dropping good loot, and as long as that portal that Anya opened for us is open, we can like run right through and kill him in about 30 seconds.
Oh,
We're not
cool.
going to do it, but that's just a thing you can do if you're ever playing Diablo 2 on your own.
Okay.
It's worth doing a few runs fighting this guy in here. We'll see if he drops anything good for us this time.
Is this him? Pindleskin?
Yep, that's the one.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's dead.
Yeah, so a rare item.
I expected more from you, Pindleskin.
Yeah, too bad. To
Are
the
we going
halls
into
of
these
anguish.
hall?
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, a corpse. What? I have a scroll of resistance, apparently.
Oh yeah, you should use that. That's your reward.
Oh, neat.
It raised all your resistances permanently.
Okay.
By 10 points, I think. 10 or 15.
Not too shabby, my friend. I like this big guy, the Night Lord. I love
Yeah.
fighting big guys.
It's satisfying.
Yeah. Antlers.
You like antlers. You're
Yeah.
you're a wild game enthusiast.
Yep. How is the new HD, was it HD Retrovision cables?
They are
How are those? Tell me all about it.
Amazing. So for those that don't know what we're talking about, I have a Super Nintendo that I was using an S-video cable to hook up to my modern TV. I had to mod the Super Nintendo. I had to take it apart. I had to put a little modded circuit board inside it and solder it all together and run wires all over the place to get this S-video output, because the Super Nintendo Junior, I've actually got it right here on my desk, hang on.
Let's see it.
The Super Nintendo Junior, which is the second generation of Super Nintendo.
I like that guy, by the way.
It's great. It's nice and small.
Yeah.
It did not have the same high quality output that the original Super Nintendo release had. It only had composite output, which was,
Yep.
if you remember back in the day, the 3 cables. You had your yellow video and your red and white left and right audio.
Yep.
Now, S-Video is a slightly better video standard. It used to be how you would hook computers up to televisions if you wanted to do that. But it's a much better quality signal than you get out of the composite. And I had to mod it to get that S-Video capability because the SNES Junior doesn't have it. Now, what it also gave me was component video, or RGB, a lot of people call it, for red, green, blue, which is an even higher quality of output that you can get because it breaks all the different aspects of what your picture looks like into its individual components.
Which is also what they would be using while developing the game itself.
Yeah, so
I'll just add.
It's as close to the signal that they intended the game to look like, basically, as you can get. But again, I had to mod my Super Nintendo to get this to work. And the other problem is, no one sells cables that connect to a Super Nintendo that give you component out. So it's actually like there are 5 things you need to plug in when you're hooking up this new cable. So HD Retrovision is a company that specializes in building stuff for people who are into retro gaming, like I am and like Jeremy is.
Yep.
And they make very high quality cables that sell out very quickly. And I actually ordered these things back in January or February, and they just arrived over the last week. And even compared to the S video, it is a massive improvement in how nice it looks. I'm quite happy with them.
Oh, hello, Bear.
I think, though, because I was showing you, Jeremy, and there was some like waviness to the screen. I think I figured out what that is. I think it sounds like one of the capacitors that I replaced in there is bad. So I might have to buy a new set of capacitors and replace them all again, because although I'm knowledgeable enough to pull out old capacitors and put new capacitors in, I'm not knowledgeable enough and don't have the equipment to figure out which capacitor is bad. So I've just got to buy...
Are you getting, like, are these vertical, like, quivers?
Kind of, yeah. It's like waviness. Not in the actual lines, but in the brightness. It looks like there's like ripples in the color a little bit.
Okay.
Which is a sign of bad capacitors. So I'm going to do that and see if that fixes the problem. Hopefully it will, but honestly it's like very, very hard to notice. The only reason I'm noticing is because I'm looking very, very closely and, you know, making comparison screenshots of the S video versus the RGB and all that, just because I think it's fun. And I'm a huge nerd. Yeah, we'll see if that fixes it. But honestly, unless it was pointed out to you, you would never notice it.
Yeah, I get that. I get obsessing over those things, and like when you spend the money too, you're like, it's you know, it's the journey for perfection.
Yeah, and I mean, part of
it's a very privileged thing.
Yeah, but part of the perfection is not looking perfect with these old consoles. Like, I expect a little blurriness. I think it adds to it.
Yeah.
But I do like the crisp, clean, bright colors that I'm getting.
Yeah, I noticed that in some of the screenshots you sent me. The brightness of the whites in certain colors were noticeable.
Yeah, just really, really crisp. But yeah, the Super Nintendo's got some really pretty games.
Yeah, I think it's probably my favorite retro console in terms of like the general aesthetic of that 16-bit specifically on the Super Nintendo is really good.
Yeah, and just like library, lots and lots of incredible games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing some Super Nintendo streaming at some point in the near future, since I'm set up to do that.
I would do the same if I could figure out. I haven't spent any time with my Super Nintendo. Mine's sitting right here. Since you showed yours,
Oh, so that's the older model that I mentioned. It can do S-video right out the box.
yeah. I still don't know what chip I have yet, though. I have to open it up and find out.
If you open it up, you may find out that you can actually get component right out the box. Depends on the revision.
Yeah.
But yeah, the SNES Junior doesn't have either. I guess they didn't want to fit more on the board, right? Like it's a lot smaller. It's probably a third the size of that thing.
I was gonna say like 2/3 of it. Is it really that small?
It's very small. Like it. Here it is again. It's quite small.
Oh wow. I love these like the mini revisions. Like I think I was telling you that I have the mini Nintendo Wii, and
Yep.
it was only released in Canada, and they cut out all the GameCube stuff on it. And I bought it for a friend's son, and didn't end up sending it to him because his parents bought him a Wii, right? So I'm
Yep.
like, I started instantly doing research. Can I soft mod this thing? Because I soft mod everything I can soft mod. I tried to soft mod, and at the time they didn't have any ability to do that. But it came out in the past couple months. I have to do it through Linux though, so I'm going to
interesting.
install. I'll just do a live CD or something from a laptop,
Yep.
and then I'll do all the work like that. But in case you haven't seen it, I'm gonna pull it out because it's really cool.
Yeah, I
And
don't
then
know
your
if I've ever
skeleton-
seen the Wii Mini.
It's sitting in my drawer. It's been sitting in here for years, but this is the Wii Mini.
Oh wow.
It looks nothing like a Wii, but
No.
it says Wii up there.
I actually have not seen that before.
And it's a top loader.
Okay. Oh,
Very
interesting.
strange.
Yeah,
It's
that's
a very strange device.
It reminds me of those portable DVD players.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I do.
That would have the screen built in.
Yeah, it's weird, but I don't even know if I'll use it. But I mean, if I soft mod it, I can run all of my GameCube backups from the same hard drive that I have all my
Oh,
GameCube
gotcha.
backups on. The only thing I want to figure out how to do, and somebody must have this somewhere. I've been digging for a long time. I want to get my 8-bit controllers so that they work on the firmware of the Wii. I love Wii. It was such a good. It was fun. It was so weird, and admittedly there was a ton of shovelware for it, which
Yep.
cheapened the library significantly. But there are also a lot of really good games on the Wii.
Yeah, I think the N64 is the last console I ever bought.
Okay.
I had both from that generation. Like I also had the PlayStation, which is, I mean it's a 32-bit console, but trying to think, were there other 64-bit consoles, or was the N64 the only one? Like at that
well,
stage.
what was the Dreamcast?
It was. Oh, it might have been. Yeah. So I never had any Sega systems, but
And I don't know what this story was with the PS2. I never had one.
regardless, the PlayStation and the N64 are the last consoles I bought. So I sort of missed out on all those years. I've just been on the PC ever
I
since.
can't carry anymore.
I had a PlayStation 3, which I really liked.
Yeah, Jen has one. It's pretty fun. Oh, there's a waypoint. That's good. My
Waypoint.
inventory is full.
All right, let's head back.
Guess I better talk to Kane first.
Yes?
He's camouflaged.
Buy my stuff.
Evening.
Yeah, the N64 is also the only one that didn't get a mini version, right? I guess the GameCube didn't either.
No, they didn't.
But
I think the most interesting thing about those consoles were the add-ons, like the disc drive and for the GameCube. It wasn't even a cube until you put it on the Game Boy Advance player.
Yep.
That's cool. I like those accessories. I feel bad I never bought one for my GameCube.
Oh, you could find one.
Ooh, a large charm.
Nice.
I don't know if it's nice.
Potentially nice.
It's just a big horn.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't do anything until you identify it.
Ooh, what is this guy?
So that guy will,
Putrid Defiler.
he like plants maggots in the other monsters, and then when you kill the monsters, the maggot comes out and you have to kill the maggot.
Oh. I like those Death Brawler guys too. I like the designs, of certain characters.
Yeah, they do a really good job with a lot of the visuals. Like, everything has a really distinctive way of moving.
Yeah. It's so nasty. It's like a hovering, mutated cow with its skeleton showing and all of its meat.
Yeah, it's
but
like
also
gelatinous.
Yeah. It looks like it had like insect. I don't know.
There's a lot going on.
Like mantis blades or something on it. I don't know. It's hard to see when it's so small, but. Nasty. I think so.
Find those stairs. You gotta go lay a beat down on an old man.
Alright. What's this? Poison Shrine. Oh, there it is again. Going after it.
They kind of look like baby bales.
They're nasty. That's for sure.
Lost a skeleton at some point. This room is full.
It is.
I keep flinching every time you do that Nova thing. Thinking it's something I should be getting out of the way of.
It's pretty cool. But I understand that. Ring.
And we should find it around the outside somewhere.
Okay. Where are you, old man? Justice is coming for you.
Yeah. And he'll pull a lot of the tricks that I can pull. So he'll curse us, and he also does corpse explosions.
Okay.
So I will try and preemptively blow up all the bodies that we make when we kill his minions, so that he can't hurt us with the corpse explosions.
Okay. No, you don't. Putrid defiler. It touched me, and I didn't like that.
Ew.
Yeah, there's another one.
It tried to plant a maggot in you.
It looks like its brain is in, like, its butt, and it's floating from the back of a creature that it impregnated.
That's entirely possible. Okay, clean up this way. I mean, those skeletons stand back up, but...
Nothing? Oh, there are more rooms over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Flinch every time.
You're safe. Cold resist. Death soup.
Pop open these tubes.
Nasty.
Another dead end. There's a chest.
Sweet. I'll
Take
grab.
that room.
Yeah.
We're starting to see.
Mana?
We're starting to see if you take a look at that edge bow. You can just grab it and then throw it down again. What they do when you get to the different difficulty levels is, you know how we've been seeing better and better types of equipment, right?
Yes, and also hello Nim. Please continue, Jeff.
How's it going?
Welcome to our channels.
Yeah, so rather than creating new art for the different difficulty levels,
Yep.
if you take a look at that edge bow that's there,
Edge bow, you say?
yeah, if you just grab it, it's right beside you.
Edge. Oh, yep. My cursor's
Yeah.
on it. Yep.
So they basically start over at the beginning again and give everything new names. So it
Okay.
looks like a short bow, but it's an edge bow, and it's way better than a short bow. It's they just start over again with the art, but name them different things.
Okay.
Just
Don't
a
want
neat
it.
little tidbit. You probably don't want a bow.
No. Glad to hear you're doing well, Nim. I don't want an edge bow. I want some of that blood soup, though.
Maybe your bear would like some.
Yeah.
Your wolf wouldn't say no.
I don't think so. So where do you think we're going here? Oh, looks like this is it. Is this it? This
That's
is it.
That's it. The halls of Vought, whatever that means. Ah, slime brains.
And ice spawns. Oh, and hell temptresses. Ah.
Alright, get away from me.
Hands off, little man.
I don't think they understand. I don't do that kind of thing. I stand back here while you guys do that kind of thing.
On Bread
Oh, he
Pirate.
came from Bread Pirate.
Good fellow, that Bread Pirate. He's spent quite a bit of time with me while I've been streaming in the past, which I've appreciated. Makes good Zelda content too.
Yeah, Nim, we're actually, I'm revisiting this game after being away from it for probably 10 or 15 years, and this is Jeremy's first time playing Diablo 2, and we're almost through his first normal
Your first playthrough. Yeah. Having a good time too. It's been a lot of fun playing with you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's great. I'm amazed at how well it holds up.
So much better than Diablo 1.
Diablo 1 was very much a product of its time.
So is this the last level, or do we have more levels in this?
This is
Like
the
floors.
last level for this particular quest. Neolithac's around here somewhere.
Where are you? Oh, there's another. A wretched defiler. Here a ring.
The ring somewhere.
Got it. Thank you for the follow, Nim. Glad to have you with us. What's that, Francisca? What's Francisca?
I think that's another one of those punch weapons for the assassin.
They're,
never
they
played
look like
assassin.
little throw.
Oh, throwing
Axes.
axes?
Yeah.
Right. So Neolithac's up here somewhere.
Okay.
Again, I'm gonna start blowing up corpses. So hopefully he can't do it to us.
I'm just gonna go right in on him. He's teleporting around, and now I'm frozen cold. Maybe that was a bad idea. Nope, gotta get away. I'm almost dead.
Stay with the army.
It was too tempting.
He's right there.
I know.
Okay, now he doesn't have
He's
anyone to
going
blow
down.
up.
You're going down. Really?
Don't run, we just want to talk.
He's all over the place. Stop moving! I'm coming for you. The skeletons are gonna get him. There we go.
There it goes. Oh, there's a rare ring you should grab.
Okay. Thanks.
And I'll take one of
Grab
those
that
piles of gold.
Yeah, go ahead. Alright, he's
You
gone.
were a sad little man, Neolithak.
I don't know what
You've
your guy
reaped your
said.
reward.
My guy said, you were a sad little man, Neolithak.
Oh, he said, betrayer, you've reaped your reward.
Yeah. So, who do we have to talk to? Oh, we have to talk to Anya. So she'll be over
Okay.
here. And she'll be the person we gamble from now because Neelathak is dead.
Hello,
We
Anya.
stopped Neelathak, but he didn't have the
Yes.
rock. He must have already given it to Bale. Now Bale will not be tested.
Yeah,
when he
so
reaches
now
Ariad's summit.
Bale can get in the mountain.
Damn Neelathak. I do thank you for trying.
Oh yeah, this is fun.
Please allow me.
She'll personalize one of your items.
Okay.
So what that means is you can give her, let's say, what's your weapon called?
Bone Snap. The
Okay.
Bone Snap Maul.
So if you give that to Anya to personalize, it will become Esbin's Bone Snap Maul.
Oh, cool, man. Let's do it. Come here, Anya.
How long have you been on Twitch, Jeremy? Longer than me, probably.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Nim, I missed your question there. Yeah, I've been on Twitch since, I don't know, maybe 2015. Did she throw it on the ground? She did.
That's pretty sweet.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it too.
What are your needs?
I'm gonna get...
I don't always stream too regularly, though. But Jeff and I have been trying to go every Wednesday and Sunday, and we stream and raise money for our local children's hospital through Extra Life. So we'll tell you more about that in a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you stream more often, but until recently, I just streamed once a year for my Extra Life 24-hour marathon. And I've been trying to be a little more regular lately. Not hard
since
to
you're
be more
coming
regular
from-
than yearly.
Yeah. Since you're coming from Bread server, you're probably a Zelda fan. I've been trying to do more streaming of my Zelda mods, so you might like content like that when Jeff and I aren't doing our co-streams.
I think that's
Not that you shouldn't
probably,
like
we're at 2 hours now. That's probably a good place to leave it. Killing Neelathak.
I agree. Yeah, I
It's
agree,
about
Jeff.
probably
I'm
a little more than halfway through the act.
I'm gonna put that up for both of us.
Oh, thanks.
I hope that came up on your end too.
Yep.
And yeah, Jeff, do you want to give the spiel about what we're doing?
So, like Jeremy said, we're raising money for Extra Life. Extra Life is an organization that works with the Children's Miracle Network to organize gamers like Jeremy and I to raise money for sick kids. And it's pretty cool because all the money raised through Extra Life goes directly to our local children's hospitals. Mine's the Toronto Hospital for Sick Children because I am in Toronto, Ontario, and Jeremy's out in BC, and his local hospital is...
It's the BC Children's Hospital.
Yeah, and every November there is a big 24-hour gaming marathon that we both participate in, where we will stream and game for 24 hours straight, trying to raise money for our hospitals. That's how I got into streaming. Yeah, it's how I got into streaming. I used to do that once a year, and that was all the streaming I did. And this year we've been trying to kick it up a notch. I stream retro games a few times a week, sometimes with Jeremy, sometimes on my own. And yeah, Extra Life is just a really great cause. It's a lot of fun until about hour 16, and then, you know, about hour 17, it becomes fun again once you hit your second wind. But
it's fun watching somebody doing it and hitting about hour 16 or 17, and they start to turn into zombies and can't process the games that they're playing.
So
but, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, even if you can't donate, we really appreciate people coming out to our streams and watching because As a small streamer, I just enjoy interacting with people and knowing that there are people watching and enjoying, and
Keeps
especially
us going.
on that 24-hour marathon, it very much helps to know that people are there and talk with them and stay somewhat alert.
A few years ago, I think it was 2017, I actually went over 24 hours, and I went to like 25 and a half so that I could complete Link's Awakening. I had to finish the Zelda game, man.
That's far more dedicated than I would have been. I did well. I
It's
did.
rough.
I did the original Final Fantasy on my modded Nintendo. This recent Extra Life, and I hit 24 hours, and I hadn't beaten it yet, and I just said, "Good night, folks."
Yeah, I remember. I saw. Yeah, it's not easy, but
No.
yeah, it's a good cause. It's a lot of fun, and it'd be great, Nim, if you could come out and cheer us on when we do it.
Yep. And you can check our schedules. Do you have your schedule up on your Twitch profile, Jeremy? Or are you just sort of whenever you feel like streaming?
Yeah, they changed all that on Twitch now, so with the new UI updates. So it does show us streaming on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Perfect.
So yep, it should be all set.
Yeah, so check our schedules, come out. We appreciate anyone who comes to watch us enjoy these old games we've been playing through together. I think we're probably going to beat this next time, Jeremy.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks again, everyone, and I hope you all have a good night. We'll see you next time,
thanks.
I hope.
Take care, Nim. Thanks, Jeff.